Charles Oliveira guillotined Kevin Lee to win the headline of a bizarre evening at UFC Fight Night 170. What might be the final UFC event for a while was fought in front of an empty stadium due to fears over COVID-19. The grappling was on point as both men continuously scrambled and hunted for the slightest advantage. Lee was beginning to take a handy lead in the third when he shot into a takedown and left his neck open to a deep guillotine. It was one of only 3 of the 12 fights on the card to score a finish. Other highlights were Gilbert Burns knocking legend Demian Maia cold, former hype machine Johnny Walker hitting his ceiling, and Amanda Ribas looking awesome in her 3rd UFC fight. In the boxing, former undisputed cruiserweight champion Alexander Usyk and Derek Chisora fronted press to promote their upcoming fight on May 23rd. Both men wore masks, although only Usyk's looked medical grade. Eddie Hearn, the fight promoter, was determined to communicate that it was business as usual.
Thank you for making it to central London today amongst the madness, and we are all systems go.
Undefeated and generally considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, Usyk was looking forward to what would be his first true test at heavyweight.
He's a really big guy, and he hits hard. And I will be in my best shape for this fight. And I tell you once again, I love boxing very much. I love to box.
Chisora, flanked by one-time enemy and now promoter David Haye, was already laying groundwork for coming out on top in the event of a potential fight cancellation. He also proved he was a Willy Wonka fan.
I just hope I don't scare him too much for him not to pull out the fight, because he's got a golden ticket. So I want to take his golden tickets.
Usyk versus Chisora to become the WBO's golden ticket holder for next shot at the title is booked for May 23rd at the O2 in London. But despite Eddie Hearn's bullish attitude, anything could happen at this stage. New WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and his cousin Huey are being investigated by UK anti-doping over an old drug test. Back in February 2015, both fighters showed elevated levels of a steroid called nandrolone. The Fury boys' defense claimed that the result was the product of eating uncastrated boar meat. A farmer named Martin Carefoot came forward to confirm he had given them the meat, leading to a complicated legal settlement, handing both men a 2-year suspension. But in a recent interview with the Daily Mail, Carefoot claimed that he had actually been given £25,000 to make up the story about the meat. We'll leave this with UCAD to look into, and don't expect it to go any further, Fury's UK promoter Frank Warren said. Uncastrated boar meat. Delicious. In good news, it looks like Canelo Alvarez Gennady Golovkin 3 is on for later in the year. The fight was reportedly agreed to as part of negotiations for Canelo's next bout against Billy Joe Saunders, but was almost lost among recent pandemic news. Canelo meets Billy Joe on May 2nd, and Gennady is due to fight his mandatory Camille Zamareta in June. Should both men win, then the trilogy should be next. Apparently, the fight was pushed by DAZN and is targeting mid-September. And Roger Mayweather, uncle and trainer of Floyd, has passed away aged 58. Roger had been suffering health problems and apparent memory issues in recent years. My uncle was one of the most important people in my life inside and outside of the ring, Floyd Mayweather said in a statement. Roger was a great champion and one of the best trainers in boxing. It is the second death in Floyd's family in recent weeks, after Josie Harris, the mother of 3 of his children, was found dead in her car last week. Mayweather served 2 months in prison for abusing Miss Harris in 2011. Her death is not being treated as suspicious. Headline hero Charles Oliveira took home an extra $50,000 for his submission of an overweight Kevin Lee. Gilbert Burns repositioning Demian Maia's chin 90 degrees took the other bonus. And Marina Moroz going 3 with Maria Bueno Silva took fight of the night. Bellator 241 was canceled hours before it was due to start. To his credit, Bellator head Scott Coker made sure to pay all fighters and staff at the event. Themba Gorimbo defended his welterweight title at UFC 84 in South Africa over the weekend, handing an overweight Lyle Karam his first loss. In the co-main, promotional favorite Aniset Kenyeba went the distance with Pierre Botha for a decision victory. The only title fight of the weekend, Shakur Stevenson's defense of his featherweight title, was also canceled. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.